What's going on, Digital? Welcome to the stream, brother. All right, guys, we have got a lot to go over today. So Monday Night Raw, getting ready to get started. Just running down a couple of quick previews here. We're going to see our first Elimination Chamber match tonight to determine who the number one contender is going to be. TV title on the line. The OC is back. AJ Styles won the television title on the last Raw, and now the rest of the OC has come back from Japan. Night Violator getting his very first shot at a singles title. The tag titles for the men and women on the line tonight. Kezzaboo putting up the U.S. title. And then a very interesting match between the New World Order and some other opponents that aren't necessarily allies. And women's title going to be on the line tonight, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. So the Giant getting to make his very first debut on Raw. And Damian Priest, who had a very good match the last time, getting to put his Giant killer skills on the line tonight.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring, representing the Judgment Day from New York, New York, weighing in at 249 pounds, Damian Priest.
Judgment Day really getting a chance to step up here in this event. Has one of them in this very first match, and the next one going to be in the six-man Elimination Chamber match in Finn Balor. So get a chance to get a little momentum for the Judgment Day. Is that faction going to step up and start rivaling the likes of the New World Order? Damian Priest, too, is one of those wrestlers kind of right on the cusp. Could go either way, could kind of fall back into obscurity, or is he going to be able to take that next step? Is he going to be able to step up and actually start getting himself involved in some of these title pictures? But then at the end of the day,
and his opponent from South Carolina, weighing in at 383 pounds, the Giant.
The Giant making his way down to the ring, and recently on his Twitter account, he has talked about being the best big man in the game and is going to start looking to prove that in the upcoming pay-per-view events. Speaking of pay-per-view events, the very next one will be the Royal Rumble, and we are 2 Raws, 2 Stampedes, and 2 Friday Night SmackDowns away from the Royal Rumble. What's going on, Sentinel? Welcome to the stream, brother. Now, we know the Royal Rumble was already supposed to take place, but because of the way things fell, with the new version of the game coming out, we put that on hold to get things rolling, and it's really given us a chance to stabilize our universe, because you remember right at the end of Season 3, we had the merger between the TSW wrestling brand and the WWE. You can start to see the Giant getting a little bit frustrated here. Keeps missing the grabs. Damian Priest just trying to stay one step ahead of the Giant. And at this point has done it. You know, if the Giant gets his hands on Damian, it is going to be all over but the crying. Damian now rolls up the leg a little early in the match. Kicks out with authority. And now the Giant looking to get things rolling on his end. Again, Giant talked about, and he talked about it in Season 3, wanting to prove that he is the best big man in the game. At the time he made that in Season 3, not really a good way to do it. This year, however, in this season, he is going to get all the shots that he wants to prove that. Now, the question starts to become, is he trying to prove that he is the best big man or the best in all the sports? That's what we're going to have to keep our eye on. Damian Priest rolling inside, waiting on the Giant, misses again, and Damian just seems to be a little bit off on his timing. And that is going to prove to be an advantage for the Giant. If that keeps going, it's going to be hard to imagine Damian will be able to win if he keeps doing that. But look at this. Big slam. Picks up the big guy. Rolls up the leg. And now has the Giant already down to a 2 count. Look at this. Picks him up. Thought he was going to give him the choke slam. Giant says no way. Giant went to reach. And Damian jumps off, springboard, misses it, misses the maneuver, but also causes the Giant to miss the choke slam. Giant ain't missing this one, though. Big choke slam. Thought he was going to go for the pin, but maybe he realizes that maybe 2 choke slams might be the ticket to winning this match. And now he rolls up the leg. Referee right on top of the action. And that is all it takes. Damian Priest shocked. Look at that. Damian Priest now taking it out on the referee. Giant saying, hey, don't know what you're taking it out on him for. Maybe you should have brought that same zeal to this match. Now, what is going to happen? What kind of repercussions are there going to be for Damian Priest attacking the referee after that match? Now, one of the matches I'm super excited for, Boom, going to come out with his brand new look. And remember, Cody Rhodes just dropped the television title in his last match. Some of these guys actually involved in that television title match that AJ Styles walked away with. But now, for the very first time, I have not even tested this match out. So, will be interesting, but Elimination Chamber match. Remember, the last 2 people to come out are going to be the 2 that start the match. What is going on? Mick Wayne, welcome to the stream, brother.
The contest is an Elimination Chamber match. Making his way to the ring from Omaha, Nebraska, weighing in at 246 pounds, the Scorpion.
So one of the big announcements that we have to talk about, this isn't the announcement from Hogan. We don't know what that is yet. That will be coming down the pike tonight. He has assured us. However, one of the big announcements is NXT has suspended the women's brand. There is no women's brand in NXT. Those wrestlers have been moved to Raw, Stampede, and to Friday Night SmackDown. And you're going to see some of them tonight. The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar, getting ready to make his way down to the ring.
And his opponents, first, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, weighing in
So, a couple of things that happened. There was a draft for those women to get in there. One of the things that happens is Raw traded Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai to Stampede for Jade Cargill and Stampede's number 1 pick. With those number 1 picks, Raw ended up picking Gigi Dolan, Jacey Jane, Mandy Rose, and Mia Yim. Nikita Lyons went to SmackDown with their number 1 pick. Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Raw's number 2 round draft pick, and Roxanne Perez to round out the draft for them. Tiffany Stratton, Stacy Keebler, and Tamina end up in Stampede along with Indy Hartwell. This has got to be Finn Balor coming out to the ring, and it is.
And representing the Judgment Day from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
So even this match is going to be quite the match. And Nikita Lyons, Zoe Starks, Mighty Molly, Nikki Ash, and Candice LeRae going to the SmackDown brand to round out the entire draft. Couple trades made. We talked about the first one. SmackDown also traded with Raw. Lacey Evans and Dana Brooke got traded to Raw for Queen Zelina. So, kind of neat. There were some trades that were made. But as of right now, the NXT women's title and tag team titles have been suspended. They have been vacated. Those wrestlers have gone on now to Raw, Stampede, and SmackDown. This is an interesting note. Most wrestlers at this point just get in the ring, but look at this. Finn Balor kind of bucking the system a little bit on his entrance motion, getting into the ring. So kind of cool. That's a cool little Easter egg there. But this is going to be the next step now. Judgment Day, we said, could have a big night tonight. Already kind of off to a rough start losing, but they are being featured in the first 2 matches. So, can Finn Balor come out and win this match here to become the number 1 contender to GC Rock's Raw Championship title? What is going on, Paul? Welcome to the stream, brother. Rowdy, welcome to the stream. Big announcement, so still coming from Hollywood Hogan and the New World Order.
And from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 220 pounds, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
So Cody Rhodes in this last match just dropped the television championship to AJ Styles on the last Monday Night Raw. We knew that this would be a stepping stone, that there would be bigger things in Cody Rhodes' future. And already starting off on the very next Monday Night Raw, Cody Rhodes in a 6-way Elimination Chamber number 1 contenders match to kind of start setting the order and the precedence and the ranking in the World Title Division or in the Raw Title Division. So we know the 4 wrestlers who are not going to start the match. We don't know what order they're going to be released from the Elimination Chambers, but that now gives us the idea that Boom and Bobby Lashley will be starting this match.
Pennsylvania, weighing in at
Boom in his brand new look, making his way down to the ring. Pretty cool Boom graphics. I will say this, you know it, and I know it. It's Boom. So similar look, but I am really digging this look a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section.
And representing the Hurt Business from Colorado Springs, Colorado, weighing in at 273 pounds, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, man, making his way down to the ring. It's kind of funny. You look how jacked he is, but then you look at how jacked Boom is. This is going to be quite the start to this Elimination Chamber match, and probably the way the other guys wanted it to start too. You can't have Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, and Boom all start the match, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. I am sure the likes of Cody, Rhodes, Finn Balor, they're going to want these guys to wear themselves down at least just a little bit. Sting as well. So who is going to come out on top? Normally, we haven't had anybody win from the first position 1 or 2. Haven't had them actually go on to win this elimination match. But I have a funny feeling it's not set up the way we normally set it up. So, it could be possible if that countdown happens in 3, 2, 1. Okay, that was close, but so maybe it'll take a little bit longer. As long as it's longer than 30 seconds in between, we've never had anybody win. And it looks like it is. Looks like it might be about a minute long. Typically, we have it set at 2 minutes. But in this particular Elimination Chamber match, only set at 1 minute. Going to be very interesting to see who comes out. And it's going to be Sting. Now, if you look at Sting, Sting also has kind of an updated look. We updated the hair and we updated, so he wasn't wearing that shirt-looking thing. He is back to wearing what he normally wears. So it will be interesting. Are these guys going to be stepping on each other this whole match, or are they not? Sting step back, tries to break the thing up with Bobby Lashley, and does it. So far, stepping on each other left and right. Now remember, outside the ring, normally it's a little bit rough, but now that's actually steel on the outside. Sting thought he was going to go to the top rope and go flying. Instead, that does not work out. Bobby Lashley takes advantage of that. Boom sees Finn Balor coming, but doesn't see it in time. Finn Balor right up on top of that, and then Boom gets that turned around. Another interesting change that we just made. You are not going to see big guys flying off the top rope. But the super heavyweights, you notice the Giant didn't go flying off the top rope like he normally does. You're just not going to see it. You're not going to see even the super heavyweights, the smaller super heavyweights, do it as much. You'll see it a little bit, but not as much. So when you see it happen, it'll be a big deal. It'll be a big deal because it is turned way down. I think Brock Lesnar. And I'd be wrong. I had a 50-50 shot at that one, and I was wrong about that. Almost. We have 5 of the 6 men, almost all 6 men now, getting ready to get in the ring. And that's when things are really going to get crazy. Remember, who started the match was Boom and Bobby Lashley, then followed by Sting, Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes, and the Beast Incarnate is going to have the biggest advantage in this match by coming in later. Sting and Bobby, though, still going after each other. It's going to be interesting to see, do they have kind of a little side feud going on? Another very interesting note is we have a different referee. I really like this. I really hope this is what normally goes on. But we're having a different referee every single match, and I like it. That's the way, I like it. And Finn Balor kicks out in 2. That was a crazy big move. But look at this. Bobby Lashley trying to get things rolling. Sting trying to get Boom to stop to get things rolling. And now all of them getting on the outside of the ring. Looked like Finn Balor was really going to go up top and do some things. Did not. Bobby Lashley throwing Brock Lesnar into the rope. And double team on Brock Lesnar. And that's probably what I would do too. What is known as the Alabama Slammer. Cody Rhodes just hit Boom with a big slam on the outside of the ring where that steel is. This is the funny thing. Bobby Lashley and Sting, you watch them. They don't want other people beating up the other one, right? They want to do all the whooping up on each other, but they don't want anybody else involved in it. Finn Balor now going for a pin. 1, 2, and Brock Lesnar out in 2. Bobby Lashley, Sting, still getting it tied up. Look at that. Cody Rhodes wisely steps back and starting to use their aggression against each other. But now Bobby Lashley and Sting trying to get it hooked up. What is going on, Reno? Welcome to the stream, brother. What a weird dynamic. But look, again, using their aggression against each other wisely, letting them do the things. Bobby Lashley, you can see it now, didn't see it before, but split open that right eye. And Brock Lesnar not really having the best of matches. Thought Bobby might have tapped out, but does not. Cody Rhodes up to his feet quickly and whips him back out of the ring. Boom and Sting now getting after it. Big neck breaker on Sting. Sting even reaching back for his neck. Cody trying to take advantage though. Boom saw it coming. Back breaker onto him. And Boom now right in the wrong position. Wow. Cody Rhodes just saved Finn Balor. Rolls up the leg and actually eliminates Brock Lesnar. What a smart move. What a heads-up play. Right there by Cody Rhodes. Brock Lesnar focused on Finn Balor. Going to take him out of the match. And then Cody sneaks in. Then hits Finn Balor with his finishing move. 1, 2, 3. And Cody Rhodes is on a roll. But it seems like all good things, right? Boom wisely steps back, lets Cody eliminate those guys. And again, remember who the first 2 people in this who started out this match. It was Bobby Lashley from the #1 position And boom, from the number 2 position. Then Sting. Then Finn Balor, who's out. The boom shakalaka on Cody Rhodes, but Cody Rhodes trying to make sure he doesn't get rolled up. Pulls himself into that corner. And those guys, Boom and Bobby, try to double team Sting, though. Sting fights through the double team and still fighting through the double team, probably hoping Cody gets up before too long to give him some help. And here we go, finishing move now on Boom. Cody rolls the leg, 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes has eliminated all 3 competitors to this point. Boom, now out of the match as well. This is why Cody Rhodes held on to our television, our triple threat television title for so long. Look at this, again, sitting back, waiting in the wings, picking his moments, and so far it has worked. Cody Rhodes now staying in control of both competitors. What is he doing now? I was going to say, might have got himself out of sync, but look at Bobby Lashley says, hey, doesn't matter what he's done. And there it is again, Cody Rhodes getting back in sync with what's going on. Apparently missed his gym time now, doing a little bit of exercises to catch up. Quick 10 push-ups. Doctor says 10 push-ups are always good. You do the 10 push-ups, call them in the morning. Cody sees him. Look at that. And Cody just maintaining control of what's going on in the ring. But you got to wonder, can he keep it up? There he goes. Rolls up the leg on Bobby. 2. And Bobby kicks out in 2, though, now. Gets him out of his rhythm, it looks like. And right back in it he goes. Where he stops, nobody knows. Now look at the face of Bobby Lashley. A lot more blood coming and running down the face of Bobby Lashley. Sting now tries to get Cody out, but look at this. Cody, long way to go. Cody kicks out in 1. Oh, Scorpion Death Drop. That might do it. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And Cody again kicks out in 2. Bobby now trying to take advantage, but might not be able to see because of the blood. And it looked like Sting was going to hit him again. I was going to say, thought he might have been setting it up, but doesn't. But Bobby, crazy that he saves Sting, or saves Cody from getting the Scorpion Death Drop for a second time. And Sting, you kind of tell fatigue starting to set in, because he is off on his timing as well right now. Cody Rhodes walking a lot more slowly. Sting taking out that back leg, but is Cody gonna be able? Gets a big slam, rolls up the leg. 1, 2, 3, and Cody Rhodes has eliminated all 4 competitors so far, but the Almighty looks like he's got it locked in. Cody taps out, and wait, what? I was going to say, what? It looked like Cody tapped out. That is the heads-up play from Bobby Lashley. Look at the blood. Bobby Lashley's losing too. But the crazy thing is, that kind of sets the order of how the ranking goes now for the world title picture. Bobby Lashley, obviously, number 1 contender, going to be getting his shot. And what we haven't seen yet is anything for the Money in the Bank briefcases for the actual shot that they can use for the Universal World title. So is Bobby Lashley making himself, like putting himself in that picture as well? Very well could be. But something to definitely keep an eye on. Nice. That is awesome, Digital. So we talked about it at the top of the show. The OC. Well, let's start here. AJ Styles ends up winning the Triple Crown television title, which is on the line right now. Television title will always be on the line for whatever show it is assigned to. Right now, Raw has brought home the television title.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the Triple Crown Television Championship.
When you hear those bagpipes, it can only mean one thing. Kedri. So Kedri making his way down to the ring right now, getting his shot at the Triple Crown television title. But, so AJ Styles last week on Raw wins the television championship, is putting it on the line right now. But in the meantime, the difference is the OC, Mia Yim, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows have made their way back from Japan where they were wrestling, and the OC is now back on Monday Night Raw and will be accompanying blah, 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 accompanying, I can't even say it, you know what I mean, AJ Styles to the ring. Now, the messed up thing is when you add them back into your universe mode, for some reason it will not let me alter their trios entrance. I was hoping it would do it automatically. Apparently it is not. They do have a very cool trios entrance. But regardless of that, AJ Styles, our current Triple Crown winner, and he's going to be hard to beat, especially now that he's got the OC back in town backing him up. He won it without the OC, but then to get it back off of his waist is going to be something completely different. So remember, guys, if you guys are new to the channel, what we do here is we make the wrestlers, we make all the arenas, all the title belts.
From Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 249 pounds, Kid
We turn off the commentators, and then I do the commentating. I see it as you see it, and if that's something that interests you, drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the bell notifications.
Weighing in at 218 pounds, he is the Triple Crown Television Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
AJ Styles back with the gold around his waist. Is he going to lose it tonight? I mean, I'm going to tell you, that is going to be a tall order. Okay, AJ doesn't even want to give it up. He's like, what? Wait, what? Okay. But this is the neat thing. As soon as CSW and the WWE merged brands and created the new Stampede brand, one of the neater things is we're starting to see a lot more people that might have been held down mid-card status. We're starting to see them actually get their shots to step up and become more of the upper tier card stuff. So it's good to see everybody getting their shots. Kedri definitely benefiting from that, but now has a big task tonight in taking AJ Styles on, and you're not just really taking him on one-on-one. You have the OC down at the ring. One interesting thing that I am seeing is now the OC are in their wrestling attire, and what we've seen before, even when wrestlers have made their way down to the ring, they have been, what in the, Kedri taking it over the top rope. But we have seen the managers actually not get in their wrestling attire but stick in their entrance attire, which I thought was very cool. But we've had 2 updates. We had 1.10 and just before we started this, 1.11. But I think that had to do with fixing the Bloodlines entrance and the Titantrons. Don't know if it worked or not, but... And it looked like that thing changed. AJ now gets thrown back into the ring, but gets up a lot quicker than I think Kedri was even expecting. DDT. Kedri back up. Whoa! Went to hit him. Gets and got the crossface locked in on him. But look, Kedri right up against that rope. Wisely gets his feet up in the ropes. Referee right on top of the action sees it. And AJ going for another submission hold with the ankle breaker. Yeah, Reno, we're trying to figure out maybe how to do that because ultimately the problem is the source is going to be here. Right now there's probably about a 7-second delay. So then even if you were watching it, you wouldn't exactly be watching with me more than likely. So it's finding a way so that we both can see it because that would be amazing. It would be amazing to have 2 commentators. But yeah, trying to figure that out. Now, something we may be able to do as I'm working through getting my computer thing fixed, that whole debacle. Something that we may, oh, look at that phenomenal punch right on the chin of Kedri. 1, 2, and I'm going to say, you know AJ has won quite a few matches, but Kedri kicks out. But we may be doing something also like a news type of a show, and that might be possible to do something in that arena, whether it's interviews or some kind of dual commentary on what we have seen so far and have other hosts with that show. Because then it's not dependent upon live action. So Kedri needing to get things turned around really quick. I'm shocked that the rest of the OC really hasn't played a huge factor yet in this match. Will that change at all? Now, you know Kedri can hit you out of anywhere with the Irish car bomb. So that is something to keep an eye out for. Goes across. Does a little bit of torpedo stuff now. Whoa! Thought he was setting up for something in the corner, but AJ recovers a little bit too fast for him and back in control of this match. Another quick DDT, and AJ now setting up for it again. If he hits this again, you gotta believe this could very well be over. Rolls the leg. 1, 2, 3, and AJ Styles will retain the Triple Crown Television Championship.
Here is your winner, and still Triple Crown Television Champion, the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Yeah, if somebody wants to grab the Discord invite and put it in the thing, that invite only works for so long. That's why every time I have to do it a lot quicker. So yeah, if somebody wants to grab that real quick and you can put the Discord invite, then I'll look at pinning it at the top of the stream. So man, Kedri looked like he was getting things turned back around. Goes to put it up in the corner. And AJ recovers quickly, gets things back going in his direction and maintains that momentum and then walks away. So this is going to be really interesting, too. Night Violator has never had a singles shot at a title
is a Falls Count Anywhere match. And
until tonight.
The United States Championship.
So a Falls Count Anywhere match, you know, when you're facing off against a larger opponent like Kurt Angle's about to do in this United States title match, the ability to get out of the ring is the thing that typically helps you out. That is not going to be an option tonight. Like, you can get out of the ring, but you can't get away by getting out of the ring. So Falls can count on the outside of the mat, something really to keep an eye on. We know GC Rock, which is Night Violator's tag partner, is the world champion. Will Night Violator be able to win the United States title here tonight? Can you imagine that? A tag team, even though they're not holding the tag team titles, holding the world title and the United States title. And Night Violator, if you don't know this, is the largest wrestler in our universe mode. You can barely see the United States title around his waist because he's all red, white, and blue. I'm shocked that the crowd's not chanting, "You suck." Normally, Kurt Angle, like this is the early version, but later versions of Kurt Angle, that's what the crowd would chant along with his music as he made his way down to the ring. Kurt Angle, though, it's not like he's not used to being put up against these all odds stacked against him matches and coming out on top. So I still, even though he gives up a lot of size in this match, still have to believe he is going to be the favorite, especially with the variety of locks, throws, submission moves that he's got. Night Violator is going to have to be on his game, and Kurt Angle is going to have to take his speed and try to stay in front of Night Violator. Night Violator gets a hold of you, you're in some trouble. That'll be a quick end to your night.
Introducing the challenger from Authority Megacorp HQ. Weighing in at 455 pounds, the Violator.
I really like how Violator's mask turned out.
Weighing in at 237 pounds, he is the United States Champion, Kurt Angle.
So you're talking about a 237-pounder versus a just over 400-pounder, the only over 400-pounder we got, but still. Is Kurt Angle going to be able to hold on to his title belt tonight? So it's kind of cool. We're going to get to see two completely different match types before the main event tonight, which is going to be for the Women's World title. We are going to see the New World Order take on 4 other competitors that aren't necessarily allies, but will band together tonight to fight against the New World Order. And we still are waiting for the announcement that Hollywood Hogan is going to make tonight. I have a feeling he is going to let us know probably right before the match starts. Whoa! So Night Violator, I finally seen somebody grab the steps and actually get to use them. Most of the time they grab the steps and it just does not work out. Look at this, too. Night Violator using every single part of this arena right now. Getting after Kurt Angle, which is exactly what Kurt Angle does not need to happen. Kurt Angle needs to stay in control of this match, but here we go. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Look at this. That has got to be loosening up that ankle. You know Kurt Angle has got that ankle locked. But he had his leg bent in such a way and then used his other leg to push out as leverage. Quite the amazing job. And you know in a Falls Count Anywhere match, anything goes. So no holds barred, no weapons barred. And you would think if I was Kurt Angle, I would be wanting to grab some weapons and use everything I could against Night Violator. Look at how fast Night Violator gets back up to his feet. And then you look at not just the difference in weight, right? But you look at the difference in the height. So that one move where he picks him up and that back up over his head, that means a lot more because you've got that much more force coming down on top of it due to that height difference. So Night Violator rolling the leg, and Violator really has been in control of this match. Kurt Angle has got to do something to get things turned around. Look at this, already bleeding right from the bridge of his nose. Violator playing it up to the crowd. Can Angle get back to his feet in time? Nope, he cannot. And Violator, even though he doesn't need to do it, starts using or continues to use this entire arena. Good deal. Yeah, Reno, in order for me to see him, if you upload them, use the hashtag totes in community creations and I will find them. So bear hug, but look at that. Kurt Angle fights his way through. Now starting to let the fist fly a little bit. DDT, and remember, the outside of this ring is the great equalizer, but Kurt Angle says, hey, tired of being greatly equalized, and gets everything, throws everybody back inside the ring. Gets the stairs, throws the stairs back in the ring. Are the stairs going to be used in the ring? We have rarely ever seen that work out. But maybe today's a new day. Kurt Angle getting Violator up in the corner. Oh, is he going to be able to get Night Violator? Look at that Angle slam from the top rope. Now rolls up the leg. 1, 2, 3. And that is why he is our United States champion.
Here is your winner, and still United States champion, Kurt Angle.
It is so funny. Like, you look, Kurt Angle was not doing so well, but then has the wrestling mind to say, look, I got to get him in the corner. I need to use, just like his height is being used against me and his weight, I got to use his weight against him. Hits him with an angle slam off the top rope and retains the United States Championship. Harlem Heat being reunited and getting their shot at the men's Raw Tag Team Championships tonight. Now, if you see, I did make a slight change to the Raw titles. found a really cool logo for Raw, and it's on this title belt now. Remember from before, we know that it was being whitewashed out, the Raw logo. This one is not. Look at this. Harlem Heat reunited, getting their shot tonight at the Raw Tag Team titles. It's got to probably feel pretty good for Booker T and Stevie Ray to hook it back up in the ring again. You know, in the early days of like the WCW, early to mid-90s, until Stevie Ray went on to the nWo. Turned out not to be the best call on Stevie Ray's part, but they never got back together again. And now getting a chance to reunite here on Raw. Really one of the greater tag teams ever. You look at them, you look at the Steiner brothers, Hawk and Animal, the Road Warriors, Hart Foundation. I mean, there's a lot of people, the Usos, you know, currently, but there's a lot of people out there. D-Generation X, the New Age Outlaws. So good to see these guys taking another run in the tag team division. But now your brand new Raw Tag Champions just won it last week, put their titles on the line here. Bama and Brian Skelton making their way down to the ring. It was Brian's Raw debut last week. And they end up coming away with the tag team gold. Now, it's kind of shocking that they're going to put it on the line so quickly. Again, I told you, we're not going to see, but in these first 2 weeks, we need these title belts to be defended to get everything set up. Then, moving forward, we're not going to see titles in every single match always on the line. But, like anything, you got to get things set up, and that is what we're doing right now. But will they be able to retain the titles? Was the win last week a fluke, or are they going to be able to stand up against Harlem Heat? They had to beat a really good team to win the titles. Are they going to be able to retain it against another really good team? Look at those belts, though. Those are sharp. Definitely the Bama boys.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Raw Tag Team Championship.
So they did fix that bug.
Introducing the challengers at a combined weight of 543 pounds, Steve E. Ray and Booker T. Harlem Heat.
So there was a bug where both teams would stand like they had the belts. That was fixed.
522 pounds. They are the Raw Tag Team Champions, Power and Glory.
So that bug was fixed. Pretty cool. One of the neat things is you would think that the Bama boys are giving up a lot of weight. But as you heard, they are not. It is pretty evenly matched. Now, they give up about 20, 30 pounds, but it looks, visually, it looks like they might be giving up a lot more. But now that you see them together, maybe not. Now, I would say this. If I was the Bama Boys or if I was Harlem Heat, I would want it matched up a little bit different. I would want Bama Boy matched up against probably Booker T, and then Stevie Ray matched up against Brian Skelton just size-wise. But we'll see how long it takes for this. And look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I was wondering how long it would take these guys to get a little bit in sync, and already they are off to some double team moves. But look at this. Bama not having it. And starting to make his inroads right now against Booker T. And that's what's going to be crazy. It is going to be a good match. Without a doubt, referee right there, only a 1 count on that. And that's always the other thing that we like to keep an eye out on too, because typically what happens is tag team stuff changes a lot during these patches. We just had 2 patches come out, a 1.0 and a 1.1. So we want to keep an eye on the tag team matches and see if things change at all, for the better or for the worse. Brian now getting his shot, getting in there. I don't even think Stevie Ray even saw that tag happen. And Brian immediately in here. It's kind of weird too. That's the first time I've ever seen this happen. Bama Boys rolled out that way and not one of the other 2 ways. I've seen him roll out here and here in his corner. He is actually not even on his side. Bama misses that. And Stevie Ray immediately takes advantage of it, throws Brian back into that corner, right into that post. Bama now getting back to his feet. Is he going to get involved here at all? And at the end of the day, like, the title belts will only change hands on a pin or a submission count. Countouts will not, whether they win or they lose, the belts will not change hands on a countout. So it doesn't do Harlem Heat any good to keep all the action on the outside of the ring if they're trying to win these belts. Look at that, Brian getting things turned back around and with the quickness. What is going on, Jane? Welcome to the stream. That is nice. Jane sent me a picture of her brand new bike. It is pretty awesome. Look at this, Booker T. You know, we talk about pacing in matches. Booker T trying to pick up the pace. Bama, though, says, whoa, let's slow this love bus down, or at least let me get on the offensive side of the pacing. And you can see Bama starting to move a little bit slower, though, gets Brian tagged in. Is that going to matter? No. Booker T staying in charge, and look at this. Brian gets tagged in. He immediately gets Stevie Ray tagged in. Roundhouse kick right to the side of the head, and thought that might have been it right there. It is interesting to see a big man do those kind of kicks. Like, that's just not something you expect to see. Little twirly-dee power bomb going now, rolls up the leg. But Bama immediately gets that broken up and then back out. Look at Stevie Ray, not really known for taking it up top. Bama, I don't think he sees what's going on. He gets to his feet. He saw that, though. He saw that. catches Stevie Ray and then immediately slams him down to the ground. Now walks him over to the corner. Is he going to be looking for a double team move? Exactly what he's looking for. And look at that, Stevie Ray kind of wisely jumps out, but so does Bama, just does it a lot differently. Takes it over the top rope, smashes him down to the ground. Probably not the break that Stevie Ray was looking for. And Bama now staying in control. Look at that, knee right to the ear. That is an owie. And see, you got to remember, for Bama and Brian Skelton, they're the champs. Doesn't matter if he gets counted out or not. But that, as soon as Brian comes out, catches him again. That is unbelievable. That is the second time Stevie Ray is like, look, I've got the advantage. I'm going to press the attack. And Brian plays a little bit of possum and then counters it to take control again of the match. Whoa, watch this. Throws him right in to that pole. And I'm telling you, the end may be nigh. The end may be nigh. Oh, it is probably a good thing. Except Stevie Ray probably shouldn't have been playing it up to the crowd. Look at this as Brian isn't getting set up. Oh, thought Brian might have been taking it up to the top, but I was like, that's a little far to be jumping off that top rope. Referee, though, getting in the way. Brian gets around him, gets Bama tagged back in. And look at that. Quick recovery. And it's weird that Bama Boys gets the Alabama Slammer put against them. That is the name of that move. You'll see it done by a couple of different wrestlers, but gets the Alabama Slammer put right onto him. Stevie Ray now trying to get things moving a little bit quicker. And Bama trying to slow it down. He's like, we got to slow the love bus down. What? That is going to do it. If you watch that, that is Bama's finishing move. Booker T took it from him right before Bama hits him with the rolling with the tide move and hits Bama Boys with it to win.
Tag team champions, Steve E. Ray and Booker T. Harlem Heat.
To win the Raw Champions. Booker, I have never seen both competitors try to use one of their finishing moves, not their own, but they both tried to use Bama's finishing move. Booker T connected first and ends up coming away winning the Raw Tag Team titles. That is an unbelievable match. Holy Moses. What is going on, Becky? Welcome to the stream. Wowzers. So we're growing ever so closer to this match right here, where the nWo will be taking on for a team that's really not allied together. So that is going to be interesting. And we're also drawing closer to an announcement by Hulk Hogan. Now, the female leader of the nWo, Heather D, going after the United States Women's Championship in the main event tonight. Misti Watson, also a member of the nWo, holds the Women's World title and places that on the line tonight against Mandy Rhodes of Toxic Attraction. Toxic Attraction, the #1 pick by the Raw brand to come from NXT to Raw.
Is scheduled for one fall and is for the United States Women's Championship.
So United States women's title on the line. Kezzaboo last week just won this championship and puts that championship on the line right now. If you look at the men's and women's, typically the difference is the belt. Except for in the case, well, it's still the belt, but the belt is vastly different for the men's United States title and the women's. It's funny, you kind of look at it, the leader of the women's faction of the nWo is the only one that has any different color on her besides black and white, and it's only in her entrance attire. So, can't hear it, but nWo music playing right now as Heather D makes her way down to the ring. Is she going to be able to bring home another title belt to the New World Order? New World Order, really making their presence known on the Raw brand. It kind of makes you wonder, are there any plans for them to move on to other brands, or do they plan on just controlling Raw? So Kezzaboo now making her way down to the ring, newly crowned last week, Women's United States Champion. Puts that title on the line right here. If you remember back, you look at her, you look at Jane, you look at Becky, all members of the Spitfire Warriors. Now, all three women on completely different shows, and the Spitfire Warriors have been dissolved. Kezzaboo on Raw, Jane on SmackDown, and Becky on the Stampede brand. Will there ever be a time they come back together and reform the Spitfire Warriors?
Introducing the challenger from Huntsville, Alabama, the Extreme Heather D. And her opponent from Norwich, England, she is the United States Women's Champion, Kezzaboo.
So this will be really interesting. You look at Heather D, a former women's world champion. Actually, what's amazing about that title run was she was actually on a losing streak of epic proportions. Ends up getting a shot at the world title, though. Wins the world title and then goes on to defend the world title, and has since then been on quite a different streak. So, is Kezzaboo going to be able to keep her title tonight? I mean, look at that. Goes in. Heather sees it coming. Takes a step back like a little mini chokeslam coming. And back and forth these two women go. Heather looks like on the outside having a problem recovering, but right as we say that, recovers there, but cannot get in the ring fast enough. And Kezzaboo maintains the momentum that she's got and stays in control of this match. Heather now trying to get to her feet. Whips Kezzaboo into the corner. Big forearm. Kez rolls over, grabs the rope, tries to get up. Heather now missing the kicks left and right. And it was those mistakes right there that allows Kezzaboo to get back in control of this match. Takes her over into the corner, whips her back into the center of the ring. And then thought it would be a good idea maybe to play it up to the crowd. Heather comes, hits her, knocks her head right into that post. And gets back in control. You know, when you have the advantage over one of the leaders or one of the members of the New World Order, you want to stay on top of it. Probably not the time to be playing it up to the crowd. Then I say that, and she gets right back in control of the whole thing. And that's one of the things, too, about Kezzaboo. If you look, not one of the larger wrestlers, but her moves come with a lot of velocity, a lot of impact. And she wrestles definitely bigger than she is. Kind of a crazy thing. That's almost like a headlock schoolboy, but Kezzaboo fights through it anyway to try to get back in control of the match. Lets her go over, goes under, goes above, big elbow. And that could be setting it up for her finisher. Now rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And Heather kicks out in 2. Kez can't even believe that. Heather, though, has to use the ropes to get back up. Still can't quite come to her senses. Comes to her senses, though after that clothesline. And Heather recovers a lot quicker than I thought that she would. Recovers a lot quicker, but you can see Heather moving a lot slower. And now, what is she doing? Getting set up kind of in the corner. Makes a run at it, but that is an awful slow run. Kez, though, still trying to recover from it. Recovers, picks her up, and that might do it right there. It could be all over. 2. Look at that. Somehow, Heather kicks out again. Kez now taking it up to the top rope. Big elbow misses, and is this the mistake that Heather's been waiting for? Picks her up, takes it to the second. Oh, that hurts. Those knees right there into the ribs. That may prove to be too much, and here we go. Has her in the H-bomb. That is Heather's finishing move. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And Kez kicks out. So now we've seen it on both sides. But Heather's setting up for it again. Is she going to be able to lock it in? Because you think if she does, this could be over. No, thought she had it. Kezzaboo fights through it, though. Fights through it, delivers the forearm, and tries to get it turned back around. Gets her finisher move put in there. And now rolls up the leg. 1, 2, and 3. You had to know the second time she hits it. The second time she hit it, it was all over.
Here is your winner.
But the crying.
Still United States Women's Champion, Kezzaboo.
Kezzaboo retains the U.S. title belt, does not let the nWo take on the top two belts. So the rest of the Raw brand has got to be thankful for that. You know, you start looking at it and then you start letting the nWo completely control all the title belts in your brand. That would be a bad thing. Now, making their debut, two of the three members of Toxic Attraction going up against Becky Lynch and Lita, who are the current Raw Women's Champions. But Gigi, Dolan, and Jacey Jane making their Raw debut with a shot at Tag Team Gold. So very interesting that the two women are coming down, not together. But Jacey Jane making her way down to the ring first. Now this is kind of a big deal because you look, and all three members of Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, Jacey Jane, have their shot right now at the Raw Women's Tag Team titles. And later tonight in the main event, Mandy Rose, also a member of Toxic Attraction, will get her shot against Misti Watson of the New World Order for the Women's World title. So very strong tag team, Toxic Attraction, getting their shot at really what you could almost consider Becky Lynch another legend, even though current wrestler, but still. When it is all said and done, you know, you look at the likes of a Bayley, Charlotte Flair, Becky, legend status is where it's going. And then Lita. So not going to be an easy task tonight, but Toxic Attraction does get their shot at the top women's brand belts. So both these wrestlers, Becky Lynch and Lita, you look at them, about the same size wrestler, but two very, very different wrestling styles. It's kind of like your power / air duo. Lita liking to take it to the top rope. Becky liking to take it right to your face.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall and is for the Raw Women's Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers, Jacey Jane and Gigi Dolan, Toxic Attraction. And their opponents, they are the Raw Women's Tag Team Champions, Becky Lynch and Lita.
That's really what their tag team should be called, the Industry. When you look, they're like the industry standard of women's wrestling. So tall order tonight. Toxic Attraction trying to, they were the NXT women's title holders at one point. Now trying to bring home Raw Tag Team Gold in their Raw debut. But right away, Becky right on top of Jacey goes, rolls the leg quick, but only a 1 count. Yeah, a little early, 1 slam. 1 slam into it. Becky's like, let's just test this out. Now the thing that's going to be kind of interesting to watch is how does Toxic Attraction deal with the larger crowd? How do they deal with the brighter lights of the Raw brand? Which tag team is going to be more fluent? We know that Toxic Attraction have been a tag team, have worked together quite a bit in NXT, where you look at Becky Lynch and Lita, yeah, they're great singles competitors. Yeah, they won the tag team titles, but are they going to start gelling more and more as a team, or are they going to keep just being individual wrestlers that happen to be winning the tag team gold? So that'll be the interesting thing to kind of keep our eyes on. Look at that big boot. Gets the foot up there. Takes that boot right across the jaw of Becky. Then tries to go for a single leg takedown. Becky stops her and goes over, gets Lita tagged in. And this is one of the things I mean. Typically a tag team would try to get you whipped into the corner, try to maintain the control, try to do whatever. But the individual style wrestlers, they're just tagging in and out, in and out, in and out. Doesn't necessarily matter, but here we go. Probably a good thing that Becky missed grabbing her, because Lita flying through that second and third rope was already airborne, but did find a way to hit Gigi Dolan, hit the target, due to Becky missing the grab. So where it's going to matter to Toxic Attraction doesn't quite matter, except she does it again, so that is going to reset the count. But doesn't quite matter to Lita and Becky. Whoever can win on a tag out, belts won't change hands. Oh, look at that. Recovered way quicker than she thought, but so did Lita. And here it goes. Lita's finishing move. Rolls up the leg. But Jacey Jane there to break that up and keep Toxic Attraction in this match. So the kind of the lucky thing right now is haven't seen anything to break tag teams yet, which is a good thing. Becky actually got over there, got in the ring pretty quick, but wasn't able to get around the referee to stop the breakup of Jacey Jane. Now Jane is on the ground. Lita might be going for the old Lita salt. Looks like she's going to do it. Hits her with it. I don't see Jacey up. Rolls the leg. 1, 2. And Jacey barely up in time, but gets it broke up again. Gigi has got to find a way, if they want to stay in this match, to get out of the ring. Gigi finally dives, gets Jacey tagged in. But Becky Lynch just picking up where she left off with Gigi. maintains control of the match so far. Don't know what she was doing, but Jacey taking advantage of the mistake and throwing Becky into the ropes. Now, can Toxic Attraction get out of their own way, stop playing it up to the crowd, and keep taking the fight to these wrestlers? We are about to see Jacey off the ropes there, gets a splash in. Becky trying to get to her feet, only to get the knife edge chops and the smack. That chest smack right down on the... Oh, look at this. Look at this. Almost looks like a tired finisher might have just happened. But Becky gets out of the ring. Jacey tries to follow, and now Becky showing you why she is known as the man. Playing the mind games, getting out and regaining the momentum of this match. Whips Jacey into the steps. Jacey still on the ground, starting to get back up, and now starting to take the fight to Gigi. Gigi fights back. Jacey hits Lita, tries to get in. Now it is just a one-on-one match, but look at this. Bad time for Toxic Attraction to be a one-on-one match. She has her armbar locked in. Is Jacey going to tap? I can't believe it. Fights through it. That is the man's finishing move. But she fights through it. Neckbreaker on Becky. Thought she might have went for the tag. Doesn't. Tries to play it up to the crowd. Becky now trying to get the tag in. Jacey catches her before she does it. And now goes for the pin. 1, 2. And I don't think Lita was going to make it in time. But Becky kicks out in 2. Jacey now getting Gigi tagged back in. Look at this. Has her in the submission hold. Lita gets in to get it broke up before Becky taps out. Now rolls up the leg. Is she going to be able to do it right here? 1, 2, 3, and Toxic Attraction becomes your brand new Raw Tag Team Champions. Holy cow, did not see that coming.
And the new Raw Women's Tag Team Champions, Gigi Dolan and Jacey Jane.
Did you see that? Gigi has the state of mind, even though it got broke up, to grab Lita real quick, hit her, and immediately go back and roll up the leg of Becky Lynch. Are all the NXT women going to be seeing this kind of success since we just had the draft of the NXT women into the 3 major brands? Wowzers. So here we go, down to the final 2 matches, and really you can say both of these matches are just like main events. This is a 4-man, 2-team, 4-man elimination match. All of one side has to be eliminated, and we are just getting word on what Hulk Hogan's big announcement is. And guys, this is pretty big. This is kind of a big deal. So it seems that Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and Randy Savage will all be retiring very soon.
The following contest is an elimination match. Introducing first, at a combined weight of 1,050 pounds, the nWo.
Remember that, 1,050 pounds. Now, I don't know why the nWo entrance isn't working, because this is the Hurt Business entrance. But regardless, all four of these wrestlers will be retiring soon. But before they walk away, they are going to pass the torch to the next generation of the New World Order. What that means, I'm not exactly sure, but to do this, Hollywood says he's going to pick three wrestlers to face off in the ring against him. The last wrestler standing will be the new leader of the nWo. That match will be announced on Stampede and will be for Monday Night Raw. So guys, huge news. The current nWo will be retiring soon. They didn't say when, but soon. And Hogan will be passing on the torch to the new generation.
And our opponents, first representing the Powers of Pain from London, England, weighing in at 311 pounds, the Raw Champion, the Destroyer, Gigi.
But we'll be passing on the torch to the next generation, the next iteration of the nWo. So who's the three wrestlers that he's going to do that with? No idea, so we are going to have to stay tuned. But that match will be announced on Wednesday night, Stampede. So that is crazy. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Reno. Really appreciate the support, brother. But now, GC Rock, current Raw champion, making his way down to the ring. And this might be the only time we see four wrestlers of this caliber wrestling on the same side in the same ring to fight the nWo. But anyway, huge announcement by the nWo. What's it all mean? We could probably speculate. But the scary thing is, who is going to be the newer members of the nWo? What does it mean for the current members of the nWo? Yeah, they're retiring, but why? And why now? Is it just another nWo ploy? Lord knows we can't always trust what the nWo says, so something we're definitely going to have to be keeping our eyes on as this story develops.
And from Elysian Fields, weighing in at 252 pounds, Army Ranger.
Recon Delta, who really didn't end up winning the match, but had a very, very good showing last Monday Night Raw, now being called upon by GC Rock to fight the nWo. nWo did challenge GC Rock, and whoever he thought he could get to wrestle on his side tonight, Recon Delta, one of those. Night Violator probably would have been on his side as well tonight, but earlier Night Violator had his shot at the United States Championship. Ended up losing that match to Kurt Angle, or he probably would have been in this match as well. So Recon Delta could be some big things. We see it's already going to be a good year for GC Rock by winning the Raw title already. Is a world title in Recon's future. You know, there's a time back in Season 1 that we believed Recon Delta might have been the guy, might have been the flagship guy moving forward. He was almost impossible to beat. That glass breaking could only mean one thing, and that is Stone Cold Steve Austin making his way down to the ring. Can you even imagine GC Rock, Recon Delta, Stone Cold Steve Austin?
From Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
And Goldberg in the same ring with Hogan, Randy Savage, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall. Like, this is like, if there was ever a dream match, this might be it. You know, it's funny, you go back, you look at like the history when Hogan left the WWE. I've told you this before. It looked like Lex Luger was going to be the one to step up and take Hollywood's spot. They pushed it and pushed it and pushed it. Didn't happen. Hogan goes on to be Hogan, right, in WCW. But it wasn't until Steve Austin that they had another superstar of that caliber. Yeah, you had the Shawn Michaels. You had Bret Hart. And they're big stars. But to be on Hogan's level, I don't think it was until Steve Austin, The Rock, Triple H, that you start seeing those guys. The Undertaker, as he grew. Kane. Then Shawn Michaels. You know, Goldberg has had that $1 million championship around his waist for a minute, and I don't know if anybody is going to be able to get it off of him. But now, looking forward to this match tonight, you have two teams, 4 wrestlers on both sides. The entire team has to be eliminated for one side to win. Is that going to be the nWo tonight? Are they going to be able to use their underhanded tactics? Or will it end up being the team of GC Rock? So none of these guys strangers to the big match. Matter of fact, probably the one least used to it might be Recon Delta. And there are quite some big guys in this match. Really, Randy Savage, maybe Recon Delta, Steve Austin, your smaller wrestlers. And look, Scott Hall trying to save his boy, but Kevin Nash looked like he was getting it turned back around. GC Rock blocks that maneuver and stays in control. But now Looks comes over, gets Recon Delta tagged into the match. If it was me, I might have gone and got Goldberg tagged into the match. Randy Savage hitting them back and forth, ping-balling Recon Delta. Recon Delta trying to fight through it, but now Hogan and Recon Delta. Now, you know, at the beginning of these matches, it's almost like a little coy dance. You have a little bit of something going on here, a little bit of something going on there. But as the match starts to progress, for a while you don't see any of the eliminations. But then after a minute or so, once you see the first one, they start coming fast and furious. Hogan, too, kind of the king of slowing things down. Gets things going and then gets things slowed down so that he can take care of what's happening. Now, two people you might have never thought you'd see in the ring, Steve Austin and Hogan, both at one point in their career, the flagships of the WWE and WWF. Facing off in the ring against each other right now. Austin rolling up the leg. One. And Hogan out in one. So guys, if you don't know what we do, I don't control the wrestlers. We create the wrestlers. We create all the title belts. We create all the arenas. We write the storylines. The computer controls the wrestlers. I turn off the commentary. I watch it live. We watch it together. And I just commentate. So if that's something that interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any time we go live. If you have ever been told you are not a very good sharer, take this opportunity to share the video. Send it to the person who said you weren't good at sharing and prove to them that you are a very good sharer and you know how to do it. Now, it looks like Hogan trying to get to his corner, but having problems. Goldberg now takes control of the match again, not letting Hollywood get to the side. Goes and gets the Raw champion tagged back into the match. So, in this match, you have the Raw champion and you have the $1 Million champion on one side of the ring. Hogan finally gets Savage tagged in. And look at that, nWo working like a unit, working like the unit that they are. It is not a mistake that those guys are in the nWo together. And then looking at the nWo, these guys are getting a little bit older and realizing that really they want the best of the best to be in the New World Order. But age might be becoming a factor, so announcing their retirement soon, not tonight, but soon, and that they will pass the torch to bring on the next generation of the New World Order. Look at Recon, seeing what's going on, getting set up. And now, just working his way right down the nWo line. But he should be keeping his attention on Randy Savage, Mr. Madness himself, who is now taking the opportunity that Scott Hall gave him and continue to press the advantage against Recon Delta. Recon Delta finding himself in a bad way, maybe biting off a little bit more than he could chew. But Scott Hall gets back up. Falls do count anywhere in this match, and you can be knocked out. It is the only match type that you could be knocked out in our universe. Randy Savage really trying to do his best to get Recon Delta thrown back into the ring, but it is being blocked by Scott Hall. Oh, you don't want that old school pile driver. For those of you that remember the old school pile driver, it used to be where you were facing out, your face was facing out, away, not in. In was the tombstone. Out was your normal Texas-style pile driver. Now Recon getting things hopefully turned back around, but again, Scott Hall blocking the way. And look at Recon not moving very fast. Spinning pile driver, Randy Savage now rolling the leg. 1, 2. And Recon out in 2. Gets back to his feet. And now using the ring apron to get him again. Almost looking like maybe he didn't learn from the mistake the first time. Savage, though, gets back into the ring. And Recon knocks him right back to the ground. Look, moving slow, but gets Steve Austin tagged in. And now again, just probably a match you never thought you'd see. Or two wrestlers that you never thought you'd see in the same ring. Steve Austin and the Macho Man, Randy Savage. JP, what is going on, brother? Welcome to the stream. Guys, too, our Discord link is pinned up at the top of the comment section. Steve Austin now gets Kevin Nash. Gets him with the Luthi's press and then rolls up the leg. 2 count. Hollywood there to break it up. And Steve Austin there to keep punching people. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but Kevin Nash trying to get Steve Austin into that choke slam. Steve Austin, though, evades it and gets the big man up. Didn't think he'd be able to pick him up. And now hits him with the stunner, rolls up the leg. 1. And Hollywood there to break it up. We're going to get closer and closer. Now to elimination starting to happen. So keep your eye on this match. Things are going to start moving a lot faster. Look at this. Kevin Nash gets Goldberg up in the chokeslam, but Goldberg not the legal wrestler. It is, in fact, Steve Austin, and here we go. Oh, thought he was going to get in the jackknife powerbomb. Doesn't. Referee, though, caught up in the corner. Finally works his way out of it. And throws Scott Hall outside the ring. Kevin Nash making his way over, trying to get Hogan tagged in. Hogan now in. Steve Austin didn't see it coming. Thought he saw it coming, but Hogan way too quick. But Hogan always trying to be that showman. Ends up losing his advantage, playing it up to the crowd. Austin now gets him in the corner. Him and GC Rock about to do a little double team maneuver. And the Rock, GC Rock initially missed him, but got him. Hogan turns it around, but look at GC Rock letting the hands go to the midsection of Hogan. And that move right there typically sets it up. Is he going to put him in the Rockopotamus? No, but know this. It's just sitting there waiting. It is just sitting there waiting. But here we go. Steve Austin throwing Hulk on the outside. Is he going to use the outside to his advantage right now? Looks like he is. Knocks out Hollywood Hogan. And now Kevin Nash, the brand new legal man, into this match. Is he going to try to get the jackknife put on him? Look at this. Back and forth they go. Where they stop, only one of them is going to know. Kevin Nash trying to play it up. Steve Austin not having it. Whips him into the rope. Picks him up. Huge backbreaker now. Rolls up the leg. 1, 2. And look at how slow the referee is moving. Got knocked down earlier in the match and is having problems staying coherent enough. But staying coherent enough to even count. Now GC Rock may be setting up for the Rockopotamus. But not yet. Not yet. He is right now, though. No! Right on top of the old Scania, GC Rock eliminates, and by knocking out Kevin Nash, hitting him with the Pebble Buster of all moves. And now the nWo down to only 2 men. Look at this. Scott Hall and Goldberg now squaring off toe-to-toe. GC Rock stayed in harm's way long enough to hopefully get Goldberg back to his feet. Look at how Scott Hall ducked that kick and stays in control. Scott Hall is going to have to stay in control of this match if the New World Order has any hopes of winning. That move right there, split open Recon Delta. And unfortunately for Scott Hall, he waited way too long to take his attention back to Goldberg. Goldberg now firmly in control of the match. Scott Hall fighting to try to get back to his feet. Goldberg, though, not letting him do it. Goldberg now tags back in Steve Austin. And what's crazy, when you look at the team of GC Rock, these guys aren't allies, but they are working really well together tonight and have got the nWo down to their last two wrestlers. Can the nWo come back from being down, 2 down already? That is a big slam, too. Again, right on the back of Scott Hall's scunion. Scott Hall getting back to his feet, and here it goes again. Another Steve Austin Stone Cold Stunner. But it does not knock out Scott Hall. Scott Hall still with us. And a choke slam by Scott Hall on Steve Austin. Now rolls the leg, and GC Rock there to break it up. Plus, Steve Austin grabbing the side rope and cleaning out the ring. Look at GC Rock, great teammate right there. Allows Steve Austin to get back to his feet, even though Austin couldn't take advantage of it. It still gave him a shot. Oh, shot or not, Scott Hall playing it up to the crowd a little bit too much now. Rolls up the leg and gets the 3 count. Now it's down to only Randy Savage and all 4 members of GC Rock's team. Is Randy Savage going to be able to make any inroads and eliminate any of them? Because look at that. Every time he goes to try to do it, he's got a lot of people to contend with. Steve Austin now back up to his feet. Recon does his job. Is this going to do it? This is going to be a big powerbomb on the outside. And somehow Randy Savage does not get KO'd there. Stays in it. Stays in it, but Steve Austin stays in control. Look at that. Steve Austin tired, trying to get back to his feet. Now, he's not even crawling to the right corner. Randy Savage back up to his feet. Whips Austin into the corner. Big crossbody right there. Randy now taking it up to the top. Here we go. The thing that Savage is known for, the elbow drop, rolls up the leg, but look at this. Recon Delta right on top of it. I don't think Austin is kicking out of that move, but again, Randy Savage, that should show you what kind of work Randy has got cut out for him right now. His only shot really is to either pin him on the outside of the ring or actually get the KO. Look at that, Austin manages to get himself out of the ring, and now Randy Savage gets knocked out by GC Rock, and the nWo goes down 1, 2, 3, 4. So that could be one of the reasons right there why Hogan is announcing their retirement. Maybe Hogan feels like as the age is going up, they are not the most elite wrestlers in the nWo, but in wanting to make the nWo the best, they are going to pass on that torch. So again, we don't know what it all means, but definitely something we're going to be keeping an eye on. Now that brings us down to our last match of the night. Toxic Attraction has already won the tag team gold. Will Mandy Rose be able to wrestle the Raw Women's Championship away from nWo member Misti Watson? Gonna be a great match, quite possibly. NXT.
The following contest is a Falls Count Anywhere match and is for the Raw Women's Championship.
NXT so far, the women that have been called up to the main roster have had a really good night. Of course, those women are also in Toxic Attraction along with Mandy Rose. Is she going to be able to turn the women's division on its ear and bring home the world title? That would give Toxic Attraction not only the tag team titles, but the world titles in Raw. There's only 3 of them. So to own 3 of the 4 titles would put them firmly in control of who's running the women's side of Raw. Not bad for their very first night. But not going to be an easy task. You got to remember, Misti Watson, in order to win the Raw Women's Champion or win it back, she won it, then lost to Rhea Ripley, and then had to beat Rhea Ripley to get back the title. So not going to be an easy task tonight, but can she get it done? So Raw Women's Champion Misti Watson, nWo music playing, making her way down to the ring. Not looking to let that belt go tonight, so will she be able to retain it? Will the rest of Toxic Attraction maybe get involved? Will the rest of the nWo maybe get involved? But main event, getting ready to start right now.
Introducing the challenger from Yorktown Heights, New York. And her opponent from Huntsville, Alabama. She is the Raw Women's Champion, the Grim Reaper, Misti Watson.
So Misti Watson putting the title on the line tonight. Probably at this point wanting to make a statement. Let her know, let Toxic Attraction know the nWo is what is running the show here on Raw. But can she prove it? That is also the next thing is, I am sure at this point, Cheyenne Davis and Kylie Watson of the nWo will be trying to get after those tag team titles and take them back from Toxic Attraction. Will Toxic Attraction get the upper hand tonight? Or will it be the nWo? Mandy Rose right now looks like she is in control of this match. Not quite what I expected. Figured Misti would come out here really and dominate the match, but I also thought Lita and Becky Lynch would have dominated that tag team match. Just not what happened and not how things went down. Misti now going down, going up, and then right through Mandy. Gets her back up. And you can see definite size difference between these two wrestlers. Will Misti use that size advantage, or that size difference to her advantage? Takes it up top. Does Mandy see it coming? Don't know if she saw it coming or not, but ends up ducking. And remember, because falls count anywhere, so does everything else. Had that kendo stick, was taking it to Misti. Now Misti with the kendo stick. And apparently back and forth they go. So one thing that we were hoping for was that these announce tables in some of these updates would have got used. But still, to this point, they don't really get used. Yeah, the stuff gets knocked off of them, but the table doesn't get used quite the way we would hope it would. But look at that, on her way up, ends up hitting Misti. Misti didn't see that coming and gets knocked into that announce table that we were just talking about. And this really, to this point, has been a back and forth match. Misti now grabs the kendo stick, goes to swing it, but Mandy sees that coming and knocks the kendo stick out of her hands. Misti now starting to lay the boots to Mandy. Again, picks up that kendo stick and misses it again. Mandy grabs her, gets her in. This side lock, stretching out that side, which could be setting up Mandy's finishing move. But Misti fights out of that submission hold again and then throws Mandy back into the ring. Kendo stick is the third time a charm. No, it is not. And Mandy grabs it, misses. I don't think either one of them. I think that kendo stick needs to probably be left alone. Whoever grabs it ends up on the receiving end of bad things. So really one of the more back and forth matches we've had of the night, and you would almost expect that if it's going to have a world title on the line. So kind of everything we've hoped for so far in a world title match. Back and forth, have not seen any of the members of Toxic Attraction or any of the members in the nWo come down from behind and get involved. And while that was a big clothesline, and that clothesline you may recognize, it looks like the Boom Shakalaka that Boom does, but not Misti's finishing move, so it doesn't have the same oomph, doesn't have the same technique behind it. Misti now is like, okay, forget the kendo stick. Let's try this sledgehammer. Taking it to Mandy Rose with the sledgehammer. Has hit her twice, 3 times. 3 times with that sledgehammer so far. Thought Mandy might have been trying to go for the sledgehammer as well. Doesn't though, rolls up the leg. 1. And Misti kicks out in 1. Boy, we've seen that sledgehammer, though, turn matches around. Mandy now going for it. Hits her with it. Says, yeah, doesn't feel so good, does it? Now it's hit Misti with it 3 times, 4 times. Misti finally rolls out of the way and stops the sledgehammer attack. Throws Mandy into the corner, grabs the sledgehammer again, and now has hit her with it 4 times. Thought Misti might have got it turned around. Has not. Misti probably regretting the sledgehammer. Grabbing it, but look at this. Hits her with Red's Redemption. Goes now, rolls the leg. 1, 2, 3, and Misti Watson will retain the Women's Raw Championship.
Here is your winner, and still Raw Women's Champion, the Grim Reaper, Misti Watson.
Misti Watson retaining the Raw Women's Championship. Makes me wonder now, now that the nWo retains the women's title, are they going to now push for a title match against Toxic Attraction to see if they can't bring home the title belts from Toxic Attraction? You know, you got to believe, had Mandy Rose won the title, I'm not sure they would have got the title shots, but now they kind of hold the power to call some of their own shots. So is that what's going to happen, or will it not? Don't know. We'll have to stay tuned. Remember, we've had the nWo now. Hollywood Hogan announced the retirement of himself, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and Randy Savage. Now, is it a ploy? We don't know, but we are going to hear the match that will take place on the next Raw. It will be announced on Wednesday Night Stampede, so we will get a little bit more as far as the answers go on Wednesday Night Stampede. But guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thanks for everything you guys do to support the channel. Remember, drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on the bell notifications. It is all absolutely free. And share the video. We will catch all of you on Wednesday Night Stampede. Peace.